Good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing or starting with our first lesson or the first discussion, that is on Gitanjali, which is written by Rabindranath Tagore. All of you must have heard about Tagore, as he is a much celebrated name in our country. Gitanjali means the song offerings, means to offer something through a song. It is a reflection of Rabindranath's consciousness, wisdom, and philosophy. The original piece was published on August the 14th, 1910, and it comprised 157 songs. The English version was released in November 1912 by the Indian Society of London. It contained translations of 53 poems from the original Bengali Gitanjali, as well as 50 other poems which were from his drama Achalayatma, and 8 other books of poetry, mainly Geetmala, Naivadya and Khaya. So, to start with, you have to understand that Gitanjali originally was written in Bengali, and some of his poems were translated in 1912 by the Indian Society of London. It had a long introduction by the noted poet, or a very popular poet of that time, W.B. Yeats. Gitanjali has two aspects. Firstly, most of the songs are written as conversations between the poet and God. Sometimes the words of God remained unuttered or silent, yet the poet speaks of his prayers and feelings. On the other hand, apart from some personal prayers, some songs also addressed to the Bharat Vidhata, that is, the God of India. In two of the songs, He Mor Chito Punya Tirthe Jagore Dhire, which is song number 106, and He More Durvaga Desh, the poet called his countrymen to unite against the evils of their own as well as the foreign rule, because you all know that the time he was writing, our country was ruled by foreigners or the Britishers. So we must remember that Gitanjali was written in the context of British India, when the protest against the British government flowed both in violent and non-violent ways. The poet prayed to the Bharat Vidhata to awaken his countrymen into the heaven of wisdom and work. He also prayed for the removal of caste discrimination. The prayers of the poet are not for mortal or earthly things. They have aspirations for a better life. So he was praying for the betterment of his countrymen. Yeats says that these songs came from great sorrow and deep emotion. A single line of his poetry can make anyone forget of all the troubles of the world. The songs of Gitanjali can purify our body and mind to get closer to our God. Although the God of Rabindranath is the God of beauty, wisdom and perfection, not a rigid deity prescribed by the religion or tradition. This God does not have any specific image, nor did the poet ever represent his God through any symbols, means it is shapeless. He resembles the God of the Upanishads, the concept of supernatural power. So, the first song of the collection, Amar Matha Nata Kare Dao He Tomar Chandra Holar Pore, apparently cites a request from the poet to his God to bend the poet's head down forcefully before the Almighty. But the inner meaning of the song is the devotee has to give up his pride to get the ultimate peace and happiness from his God. So Rabindranath drew the picture of death as the way to go to his God. The concept of death comes to him as a peaceful ocean where he can rest after his mortal life passes. So, the picture of death is like an ocean which is very peaceful, and it is a sort of transition where he can rest after his mortal life is over or passes. The songs of Gitanjali have a deep connection with nature. These songs are mostly written in the context of monsoon, autumn, or spring. When nature brings her assets to us by decorating our surroundings with new pictures, new lights, and new fruits and flowers, it makes us new and pure for devoting ourselves to God. Song number 11 and 13 describe the features of autumn. Then there is the background of rain. Song number 16 to 20 depict the different pictures of rainy season. So it is hard to place Rabindranath and his ideas in any genre. Highly eclectic, yet they are harmoniously synthesized into a whole. These ideas, as reflected in the Gitanjali, reflect the innermost feelings of the poet. Not only is this work, we can say, is a classic which must be read by everyone, as Rabindranath Tagore is known to be the gem of Indian poets, but it also gives us an experience, the true essence of Tagore and the Bengali Renaissance, the Bengali literature, but is also necessary reading for everyone who is interested in philosophy, because Tagore's poetry is just not superficial, it works underneath. It has a philosophy of life, it gives us a philosophy of life, how we should deal with our life, with our sorrows, with our sufferings. So, to learn the philosophy of life or to understand the philosophy of life, we have to read, or we must read, Tagore's works, especially the Gitanjali. Thank you.